Hey everybody, my name is Masterofroflness and welcome to the Fallout mod for Hearts of Iron 4. I wanted to cover this a while ago, but I was waiting for more and more updates to come out for the mod, and then eventually I would cover it, but no new updates have really come out yet, so I've just been sort of just chilling out really with this like little mod in my back pocket. But now I'm finally covering it so we can finally talk about it and stuff. There's a lot of like really cool features associated with this mod. So number one, there's power armor. You can't really use them as their own special unit like the Space Marines, but you can use them for supporting. So you can put them on top of a division so that they can have like a bonus to them, just like, you know, same thing as an engineer company or a signal company. It's really fucking cool. The national focuses for New California and Caesar Legion are completely fixed up. I think the only problem is that Caesar's Legion has a little bit of an issue getting onto the fire null tiers of the national focuses. But besides that, there's some, you know, unique technology. So you have civilized, primitive, and advanced technology. In order to get the civilized and advanced tier of technology, you would have to essentially get the national focus in order to get that, what was it, era of technology, or that category of technology. And then finally, you could just go ham. Most of the focuses for New California kind of revolve around building up your military force and your economy. That way, the Caesar's Legion, when they come at you and they attack you, you're able to defend against them. And holy fuck, Caesar's Legion and the AIs in this mod in particular, they build a fuck ton of units. So you're just left to deal with a massive horde of dudes, which is not really fun. But you could get like a ton of people to essentially recruit in this mod, so it doesn't really matter too much. I really want this mod to at least encompass at some point Fallout 3 and Fallout 1 and 2. I've only had like YouTube experience with Fallout 1 and 2, and I was so enamored by the story in that I watched the entire like LP through. And it's really cool to see some of the writing in Fallout 1 and 2, especially since that was emphasized a lot more. So you get to see a higher category of writing than you would otherwise in some of these like what was it, open sandbox games. Especially some of the dialogue with the master and how he's like trying to get you on his side. It's really cool. Something that really tripped me up was that there are two kinds of weapons. There's lasers and then there's like regular infantry weapons. I didn't know how to, you know, equip one or the other, so it was really fucking weird. But anyway, this is gonna be mostly just build up until the final battle with Caesar's Legion. I know I'm spoiling it, but like, come on, you know what's gonna happen. There's a giant fucking red blob in the right side of our base over here. Of course we're gonna go ahead and take them out. I'd love to see a Fallout mod encompass the entire world, where it's a post-apocalyptic world and you gotta try and like build back up from scratch. Or maybe not a Fallout mod in particular, but just a mod that takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. I don't know if there's any post-apocalyptic what was it, total conversion mods for Hearts of Iron 4. I think this is the only one. I could be wrong though. I mean, there are quite ambitious mods for Hearts of Iron 4, especially like the stuff like the Wolfenstein mod that really wants to like change up everything, or Black Ice or Kaiserreich. Just a shame that we don't get anything like super crazy, because I would love to see one where it actually like takes Hearts of Iron 4 and flips it on its head completely. Like there's this one mod that adds in armored soldiers and mechs into Hearts of Iron 4. So this is not the Nightmare Frame mod for, what was it, Code Geass. This is like a completely separate mod that just wants to add in armored soldiers, and then there's a separate mod that adds in like what was it, mechs, which is really cool. Now essentially, before the battle with Caesar's Legion happens, you have to try and choose whether or not you want to fight a lot of these like neighbors that you have right next to you, or if you want to ally with them. So there's like the Vegas guys, and then there's like various clans that you get to ally yourself with or fight against. And then there's also small remnant factions as well. I've decided to mostly ally with them. And after a brief stink with the Caesar's Legion, how they were able to overwhelm me a little bit, I was able to push up and get right down close to their capital. However, the biggest problem is that they have a lot of dudes, and they've got like mountainous terrain on their side. So I'm just like being held up here essentially, which kind of sucks. So after like, you know, this like initial gigantic push, I'm basically stuck in like this no-go zone. They were able to call upon one of their allies to fight me, but I put him down easily. And then besides that, yeah, everybody else is just kind of chilling out, really. I've checked out the other factions. They don't really have any unique focuses or anything like that, which is kind of weird. but it don't matter too much. Sometimes you can get like advanced units like tribal warriors or the robotic helpers from New Vegas. It really depends on how you want to respond to a lot of these events. How do I still have a civilian economy? Masterofroflness, go into war economy. What are you fucking doing, you dumbass? It sucks because for the longest time you just have like 2 research slots and that's really about it. It's like, oh, can I be done with this already? Now, after this, I think my whole strategy was just to kind of surround him and then eventually just overwhelm him with my superior numbers. He's not going to beat my production. I've already played a Caesar's Legion. They have like really shit production. In fact, I don't really think they're... I think like to play a Caesar's Legion instead of the NCR, you'd want to really be looking for a challenge if that is the case. Like you're really like hoping for that Caesar's Legion challenge thing, because NCR are so easy to play as, but Caesar's Legion are really difficult. Especially since they start off with primitive tech and they have no... I had some difficulties, like there was no way of actually teching over to civilized or advanced tech for Caesar's Legion. I've tried it out and it just was not working. And it fucking sucked. Like, to have primitive tech, like I'm basically using spears and sticks and the odd rifle or 2 with maybe 2 bullets in it. But as you can see, New Vegas, that guy, ooh, he's in like his little hologram and shit. I really love it. Really love a lot of the portraits that they able to get down in this Fallout mod. Except for this one right over here with my newly elected Democratic leader. That's just dumb. It looks too Hearts of Iron 4-y. Doesn't have enough leather jackets. Actually, you know what would be cool? A mod for Australia in Hearts of Iron 4 where it's Mad Max Fury Road. That would be awesome. And there's like no infantry units, only vehicles. So everybody's just riding around like... That's great. Eventually we get ourselves to Advanced Weapons 3 and we're able to chill out a little bit more. I'm trying to think about more mods to cover for Hearts of Iron 4, like, but a lot of them are just kind of... Some of them that I've had like in my selection are pretty eh. Oh, Civil War. I choose not to do the Civil War because obviously I'm already dealing with something over here. But I really don't like some of the mods that just are name changes, because then I have no point. There's no point to even covering them. But maybe I should just do them anyway, just cause like it would be interesting to you guys to see it. As long as there's a new technology, I feel like, or new national focuses, I feel like I can actually like cover something. But if it doesn't have like a new national focus, new technologies, or anything like that, then there really is no point. Going back on the power armor thing, you can get like higher tiers of power armor. I don't know if this does anything, like if they have any like different stat bonuses. It's kind of hard to really see, but I assume so. I would assume so. Maybe it's like a... If it was an aesthetic thing, I'd kind of get a little bit mad. I wasted all that time on just like aesthetic. Alright, so now you're seeing the big issue here. Trying to push is just hard. It's like throwing shit at a sandwich. You can only do it so much before it just like tastes irreversibly bad. And this time around, it's just god awful, really. I do manage to push him more and more slowly though, and that's because unfortunately this guy cannot keep up the production at all. He's probably lost so many of his factories already. So eventually, slowly but surely, I'm able to push in more and more and more, catch some units off guard. Now they're completely surrounded. It looks like a fetus or something, some kind of tumor that dangles off of your anal hole. And just continuing to managing my factories, because I want those advanced weapons. Once you get those, like, I mean, what's the point? You can throw your sticks and stones as much as you want, but I've got railguns, boy. It's just a shame. It's a very small mod. It's not grand in any sense. I wonder what would it be better if there was just one Fallout faction that would replace the United States, or a section of the United States in Hearts of Iron 4, or if there was instead an entire conversion mod for Fallout, like what's being done for this mod. Because I don't know, maybe instead of having like 2 half-baked factions, they could have like one really baked faction, like I don't know, a cake. Yeah, like a cake. I don't know. I'm thinking of like bakery shit, and I'm kind of like I'm not really a big fan of like baked goods, so I'm the only thing I know really is like muffins and cakes, and that's really about it. I don't really have anything for my birthday besides like like, at most, if I do celebrate my birthday, and that's an if, like, I just go eat ramen, mostly. Put in those eggs, and then afterwards you're like, wow, I'm, like, really fancy. Oh, my God. There's just, like, so little of them left, but because of these goddamn mountains, it makes everything fucking difficult. Oh, and now the Adobe Premiere preview thing makes everything look like fucking shit when it's like 3x5 speed. It usually doesn't look that bad on YouTube, but holy fuck, does it look terrible on Adobe Premiere. But I mean, that's the life. That is the life. Still building up though. I just need to really get some victories here and end this battle, because I don't want to get into like 5,000 years of mountain battles. Like, look at me. I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I eventually get green sometimes. Most of the time, it just ends up red anyway. So then you're like, okay, well, whatever. And then finally, they capitulate, and I win. And then I can then get the national focus, the victor of Hoover Dam, in which that just powers me up even more. So if I wanted to attack all the other nations, I could. But I feel like the NCR is more going to use diplomatic means to talk to the rest of the Wastelanders than anything else. Anyway, see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye.